Welcome to Donmar TV News Channel, mga nagbabagong balita sa buwan ng Agosto.
May mga ganun pong pagkakataon na kinakailangan
Mr. Chair,
natin.
with due courtesy, if I may be allowed to interject, can you please give direct answers? Wag na po yung paikot-ikot kasi sayang po yung oras. So, how do you intend to clean PhilHealth? First, you said you need a robust IT. Next.
We need to have policy changes po.
What specific policy changes, Mr. Chair?
Well, for one po, katulad nito, nakikita po natin yung sa provider payment mechanism na nagkakaroon po tayo ng mga issues. So we have to go and check what is the most appropriate provider payment mechanism that we can have. We also need to have a review on our business processes so that we can have a definite reorganization and organizational structural change para mas maging adaptable siya dun sa pangangailangan ng ating mga ngayon, especially going towards UHC, and of course, in making sure that we have people who are really capable on providing the services. Third is, of course, cleansing the organization because as it is, right now there are alleged corruption and there are alleged wrongdoings, I suppose, happening as alleged again. And
So, Mr. Chair, distinguished resource person, by your statement alone, you are admitting that there are a lot of wrongdoings and corruption in PhilHealth.
Mr. Chair, again, as I've said, those are alleged and...
No, Mr. Chair, the answer was very direct. How do we clean PhilHealth? And Dr. Ish Vargas gave 4 answers. IT, policy changes, specifically on provider payment mechanism, review of business processes, and putting changes in the organization because of corruption, alleged corruption. If you are proposing, Mr. Chair, to clean PhilHealth by that way, therefore you're admitting that there has been corruption or there is corruption in PhilHealth.
Mr. Chair, Madam Congresswoman, again, as I've said, there are alleged corruption, and so we have to really look into that.
No, Mr. Chair, my point is this. Ang katanungan po, paano lilinisin ang PhilHealth? Ang sabi nyo, magkaroon ng reorganization para mawala ang korupsyon at fraud sa PhilHealth. Are you saying that you were just speaking and giving us flowery words to joderize the current status of PhilHealth?
Congresswoman Garin, kanina nga po inamin na nga ni Dr. Vargas, may 3 bilyon ang nawala. And if we go back to 2018, may nawawalang pondo, period. As to sinong nagiging corrupt, hindi pa natin alam. Pero as to the allegation of corruption, meron. Honorable Garin, please continue.
Yeah, may we ask that direct question to Dr. Vargas? May nawawala po ba o hindi? Or wala?
If it is due to, Madam
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Chair,
can
Madam
we request Dr. Vargas to answer with a yes or no? Kasi ang napapansin ko lang po, hindi lang po ngayon. Sa ilang mga nakaraang hearings ng PhilHealth, masyado pong magaling si Ish sa paikot-ikot na mga sagot. And sometimes these indirect answers are actually geared towards diffusing the facts or misleading the investigators. So please answer the question. Is there corruption in PhilHealth or none?
Mr. Chair, Madam Congresswoman, I cannot confirm po.
Ano po?
I cannot confirm po.
So nagbabago ngayon?
Ito, may kino-confirm ka may nawawalang pera.
Opo.
Okay, so may nawawalang pera, hindi pa natin alam kung sino ang may gawa.
Mr. Chair, at hindi ko rin po alam kung ito ay dahil sa korupsyon. Pero
So may nawawalang pera, baka nahulog sa bintana, hindi po siya napunta sa korupsyon. Or baka nawala siya kasi merong ibang nagbit-bit. Ganun po ba?
Kaya nga po sa ngayon, nagkakaroon ng mga tinatawag na ganitong investigasyon, kaya rin po may mga nakafile na kaso sa aming legal para po patunayan kung talaga pong merong mga nawawala na nanggaling sa korupsyon.
Susundan ko yung question ng Kong Garin. May nawawalang pera, umamin ka na, no? Sabi mo, may nawawalang pera. Hindi natin alam kung kagagawan ng mga taga-PhilHealth o kagagawan ng hospital.
Opo, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Okay.
Congressman Garin.
Mr. Chair, next question. Ilang taon ka no po ish sa PhilHealth? How many years have you been with PhilHealth?
Mr. Chair, Madam Congresswoman, ako po ay napunta sa PhilHealth noong 1999.
How many years have you been in
So that's
PhilHealth?
roughly,
Direct answer, please. Isa, dalawa, 5, 10?
Less than 21 years po.
How many years?
Less than 21 years po.
20 or 21 years?
Years po.
21
This
years.
August.
Yeah. May I request, Mr. Chair, distinguished resource person, please don't waste the time of this committee. Please give us direct answers. Huwag na po tayo dun sa palaging palusot na paikot-ikot. Mawalang galang na po. No? So you have been in PhilHealth with 21 years. And earlier you mentioned that you are proposing changes in PhilHealth. Sa pananaw niyo po, in the 21 years that you have been with PhilHealth, why is it that you have not contributed to reforms in your institution?
Please answer directly, Mr. Vargas.
Mr. Chair, in my own ways po, tayo po ay nakatulong sa korporasyon. Unang-una, ako po ay nagsimula bilang medical evaluator sa region, sa claims processing. Pangalawa po, nung po tayo ay nagkaroon ng pagkakataong maging manager ng benefits development, tayo po ay nakapagpalabas ng mga polisiya, lalo kasama na po dito yung no balance billing, and initially we started with the 23 case rates. After that po, no ako po ay nasa communications...
Teka, pasensya na po, let me interject. Mr. Chair, ulitin ko lang po. Malaki po ang naitulong nyo sa PhilHealth because number 1, you proposed the no balance billing. Number 2, you proposed the initial 23 case rates. Tama po ba ang naririnig ko?
Kasama po kami dahil kami po yung nasa benefits during that time, noon pong nagkaroon tayo ng initial 23 case
Mr. Chair,
rates,
with
no
that,
balance.
may we request the Secretariat to request an itemized list of actions done by Dr. Ish Vargas on how he has contributed to cleansing the institution that has been connected for the past 21 years. Let me move forward.
The committee secretary is directed to get all the documents pertaining to what Congressman Janet Garen is asking, pertaining to all the contribution of Mr. Vargas, and thereby, accordingly, all these documents have been approved by the PhilHealth Board as well. So ordered.
Thank you, Mr.
Go ahead.
Chair. Ayoko na po sanang magtanong, but then because I was here the whole day and prior to coming here, I was on Zoom listening to answers, to some of the answers. Medyo nakaka-insulto po kasi, lalo na kapag may mga naririnig tayong mga jodorizer or mga kasinungalingan. Unang-una po, let me point earlier the statement of our chair. Our Honorable Chair mentioned that in 2014, bigla pong tumaas yung pneumonia, acute gastroenteritis, and there were a lot of other illnesses. The slides are actually in my office because I was listening from there. Mr. Chair, just for purposes of transparency, I became a chairman of the Board of PhilHealth for 1 year and 4 months, approximately. At ang una ko pong nakita na medyo nakakapagtaka, ito nga pong tinuro ng ating butihing chairman, Congressman Mike Defensor. And Congress and Senate has passed a lot of good laws. Simulan ko lang po yung pinakamalaking reason why there are a lot of fraudulent claims related to pneumonia, gastritis, hypertension, name it, you have it. Pwede ko po bang tanungin, Mr. Chair, ang ating butihing resource person, kailan po ba ipinasa ang Senior Citizens Law?
the effectivity date of RA number 10645, or the Senior Citizens Law expansion, is, I will have to check on this, is November 2014.
So the Senior Citizens Law was passed on November 2014. Mr. Chair, napaka-importante po ng petsa na ito. Because this will display how laws with good intentions are actually abused by people who should have taken care of the members of PhilHealth's money. November 2014, ipinasa ang Senior Citizens Law. Nakasaad po doon yung membership ng ating mga senior citizens para po sila maging miyembro ng PhilHealth, lalo na po yung mga walang trabaho. My next question, Mr. Chair, is this. Dr. Vargas, kailan po ito napirmahan ng Presidente ng Pilipinas? November 2014 was the approval in Congress or in Senate?
Madam Chair, Mr. Chair, Madam Congress, ko po alam kung ano yung exact dates.
So November 2014 is what? The approval in Congress or Senate, or the approval of the Office of the President?
Effectivity date po of RA number 10645.
Meaning, effectivity date, this is the day that that proposed measure was signed into law. This was approved by Congress either September or October, somewhere during that time. At dahil pinirmahan nga ng Pangulo, nakasaad po doon na bibigyan ng pondo para ma-enroll yung ating mga senior citizens. Kailan niyo po in-enroll sa PhilHealth yung ating mga senior citizens na hindi pa miyembro ng PhilHealth?
I would think sometime in 2015, Dr. Vargas. 2015. I'm sorry. If it's November, yung
2016,
yes,
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Yeah. Para lang po
I
sa
stand corrected.
kaalaman ng lahat, no? Pagka tayo yung nagpapasa ng isang batas, dumadaan po siya sa Pangulo ng Republika ng Pilipinas, pinipirmahan, and after that law, it is funded. Because the law was passed in November, a point at which the budget for the next year, and 2015, has already been made and approved, isinasama na siya dun sa pondo ng 2016. Mr. Chair, tama po ba ako?
Yes, Madam Honorable Garin. You're correct.
Kasi, dun po sa presentation mo kanina, isa lang po ang sagot doon. When Congress passed the law in October of 2014, right there and then, the next day, Dr. Ish Vargas immediately went on a press conference and informed all senior citizens to avail of many services. At yan po ang naging puno at simula ng paghahakot ng ating mga lolo at lola na akala nila para sa kanilang kapakanan. And I was surprised because during this time, I was somewhere in Mindanao and I saw a truck full of passengers. Una, akala ko mamimiesta. Pangalawa, akala ko may namatay. Sabi ko, mahirap naman dun, no? Ang daming senior. It was only after a few weeks and a few months that I realized na ito pala inahakot sa iba't ibang mga clinic, and the Senior Citizens Law became an excuse for PhilHealth and their cohorts to rob the people's money. Can Dr. Ish Vargas affirm to that?
Dr. Vargas?
Madam Chair, Mr. Chair, Madam Congresswoman, there was a board resolution in 2014 that the entitlement to the identified programs for senior citizens shall commence on November 25, 2014, which is the effectivity date of RA 10645. It was a Board Resolution 1922, series of 2014, and after that po, a circular was issued also in 2014 as the implementing guidelines for the mandatory PhilHealth coverage of senior citizens.
Okay, Mr.
Again,
Chair,
pursuant to that.
ang sinasagot po ng ating resource person, ang sinasabi niyo po, dahil noong 2014, nagkaroon ng board resolution na i-implement na yung panukalang batas na ito. When did you come out in a press conference and announce to the whole country and inform all the hospitals and the regional vice presidents to let the senior citizens avail of a check-up that brings them to the hospital where they are given free food, but their PhilHealth availments are actually depleted?
Mr. Chair, Madam Congresswoman, I don't remember na po. I apologize.
Pwede mo po bang ma-search? Bibigyan, may wifi naman po dito. Di ba may date po doon kung kailan nyo in-announce yun? And this was the subject of several meetings we had, Ish. And I even asked you several times, why did you have to announce in public? Lahat ng senior citizens, magpa-konsulta kayo, magpa-check up kayo, magpa-admit kayo, kasi libre na babayaran ang ospital nyo. And I asked you, why do you have to do that? You did it a day after Congress approved the bill on third reading, even before the President signed the law. So, Mr. Chair, let me move forward. Kasi hindi po mahirap hanapin yung date ng press ko na yon kapag ikaw yung nag-announce. Ibig sabihin, ginagawa pa lang yung batas, nakaantabay na yung mga magnanakaw. Dahil in-announce na kaagad at ready na yung lahat na pagkapirma ng batas, naghakot na ng mga lolo at lola. Despite the fact, Mr. Chair, that DBM did not release the funds for the enrollment. I am not saying that we don't give them free services. We should. But what is glaring here, wala pang ang batas, wala pang IRR, hindi pa napopondohan ng DBM, in-implement nyo na. And PhilHealth recorded that as collectibles. Kaya nga po, ni-record nyo na may collectible kayo ng Senior Citizens Premium ng 2014, Senior Citizens Premium ng 2015, and noong 2016, kinokolekta nyo times 3 the actual premium. That is the reason, Mr. Chair, kung pwede pong makuha ng komitiba yung mga datos at mga dokumento that will support what we found out. Because that will explain the graphs that you presented earlier. Let me move forward. Ang masakit po kasi, ilang announcement na ang narinig natin na yung frontliners o yung mga doktor, yung mga laboratory personnel, yung mga nag-handle ng hospitals at mga pasyente nating may COVID ay libre ang kanilang COVID tests.